How's it going, everybody? Today I'm reviewing Gotham Season 2, Episode 21, A Legion of Horribles. Spoil this episode if you've not seen it. Go watch this episode, then come back here. Now, last week, it was no surprise if you watched my video. I was not a huge fan of last week's episode. Just a lot of cliched moments. And so I was going into this one expecting normal Gotham. expecting normal Gotham. And I will say this one set the tone for what could be a very exciting finale, but a very overstuffed finale at the same time. But one that I'm intrigued with. And one of the big events to happen in this episode was the return of Fish Mooney. Jada Pinkett Smith is back. As you can see behind me, she's back, and I'm not super excited necessarily. I don't hate her. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of season 1, I'll say. So her coming back isn't like the worst thing ever. Because I haven't seen her in a while. So I'm intrigued to see how this kind of plays out. And she actually returns with old memories intact. And so that's something that Strange has now succeeded with. He's like, I've succeeded with this. And she has her memories back, which is kind of what his boss was looking for. I can't remember the character's name. But she's got her memories back. So that adds something. Is she going to be a big player come season 3? Is she going to get killed again next episode? I don't know. She can clearly take people's, or persuade them by touching them. As we saw with the one guard that was trying to feed her. So there's some possibilities, but this episode, it was just like, oh, she's alive, and she can do this one power. That's kind of all we got with it. Meanwhile, with Selina Kyle, she's kind of dealing with Firefly now. So she fends her off, knocks her out. So she has kind of persuaded her to kind of be her follower. So Selina's now working with Firefly. She kind of persuaded her, like, hey, like, she tried to persuade that, hey, you're this other person, but that didn't work out. So it's like, okay, well, I'll be your follower. Every person like you, they have someone who falls for them, their servant kind of deal. So that's how she's gonna deal with that. The one question is, like, why would Strange leave that whole place unsupervised? They're watching her last episode, and then no one's keeping track of this thing that's going on. That's my only real, like, no one's gonna watch over this thing. Like, come on. But I do like that storyline. I wonder how all these things are gonna come together in the end, though. Meanwhile, we got the Riddler, and he's kind of teamed up with Strange now because he knows he can. He's proven that he's a capable person to escape, and he's framed Gordon and everything like that. So he's kind of interrogating Bruce and Lucius as they get trapped inside. But in order to get to there, we had Bruce kind of talk with Ivy, had a little conversation with her, and then multiple conversations with Alfred. I feel like the conversations with Alfred, though, are very repetitive, just that we've seen over the past 2 seasons. It's like, no, Bruce, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, wait, no, actually, you're a strong man now, you can do this. It just feels very repetitive. I don't know when I was watching it. I'm like, I feel like I've seen this conversation before. But him and Lucius, they sneak in Gordon into Arkham. Gordon gets out, and he's all disguised as the cop going through there. Meanwhile, Bruce has a conversation with Hugo, and they have the conversation. It was one of the better Bruce scenes in a while, and I like the conversation between the two of them, where they're kind of playing each other out, feeling each other. It's like, what's the real reason you're here? And Bruce kind of reveals his plan and everything like that. It was a great conversation between the two of them, and one of my more favorite Bruce scenes that I've had in a while. Meanwhile, Lucius is going around with Peabody and marking arrows where he can get in, and of course that gets Gordon caught, and they all get caught. Some more negative little nitpicks. When Fish Mooney's becoming reanimated, her head twitching back and forth, it's just bothered me, especially when it got super sped up. I'm like, that's super cheesy. That is super cheesy. I didn't like it. Also, I did like the introduction of Clayface. Clayface was a cool introduction. I like the scene when Gordon's there and they put the stuff over him. And at first, if you're not big into the comics, you don't really know what's going on. I didn't clue in that it was Clayface right away, actually. So we get to see that mask over him, and you're like, what's going on? And then I'm like, okay. And they put on him, like, okay, I know what's going to happen here. And we see Gordon's face put on Clayface, and the only real cheesy part here was when the wig came on. The wig was put on, and his hair looked exactly like his. Is that how it works? Is that how the serum works? Like, it can change your hair and everything? I don't know. Maybe that is. But it just felt very strange that all of a sudden the wig, they put the wig on, cut to a shot of Gordon, cut back, and it looks exactly like him, and the hair's the exact same. Got the gel, got everything in it. Didn't work for me. And also at the GCPD, you got Bullock arming everybody up. They're going to go in and take out everyone at the asylum. Lots of things set up. You got so many moving pieces. You got Bruce and Lucius trying to escape. How they're going to get out of here. You got Selina and Firefly. You got Uh, who else is there? There's everything. It's so hard to keep track of everything now. There's just so many moving pieces. Everything I've said, basically, through this episode, is coming to play next episode. I like the little end montage where it did show everyone kind of like where everyone's at. So there's lots of good stuff that could happen in the finale. So I like the setup for the finale. Came together a little weird, but I'm excited. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on the episode of Gotham in the comment section below. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every week. That is it, and I'll talk to y'all later.